What's going on, Wad Prep? My name is Coach CJ, and I'm the head coach here at Wad Prep. If you guys are in the program, you know we are starting a new phase on February 19th. If you are looking on this sales page and you are thinking of joining Wad Prep, let me tell you why you should join. So, on February 19th, we are starting our open kind of management phase. We've been in an open prep since the middle of December. We are ready. Our athletes are ready. I hope you're ready. And now what we're going into is we're going into basically 2 4-week chunks of a phase, okay? And so this is basically our open management. So the first 4 weeks will be the week prior to the first open starting. And then the 3 weeks of the open, we will be adjusting our program to fit the open workouts and adjusting when we rest, okay? So, and then the following 4 weeks, as soon as the open's done, so from February 19th through March 17th, we will be in a open management type phase, okay? And this is for all of our athletes that are trying to peak for the open. You will have a track intermediate that is focused on making sure that you are ready 100% for each week, okay? Now, that doesn't mean the other tracks won't be. They just have a little bit different of a focus. Remember, top 25% in individuals in all age groups will go on to a quarterfinal. Quarterfinals are April 17th. Okay, or that weekend, 17th through the 21st, 2nd. And so we can't not train for that at this point. We have to start training for it now. So the first 4 weeks are going to be open management in quarterfinal prep. And then the second 4 weeks are going to be fully quarterfinal prep. If you finish in the open, you will go into an off-season type phase if you don't make it to quarterfinals. Okay, and we'll talk about that in just a second. Okay, so for our athletes that are current, we have been resting on Wednesdays, but for this first 4 weeks, we're going to rest on Thursdays to make sure that we're ready to hit an open workout on Fridays. So that's just 4 weeks. So February 19th through March 17th, we'll be going back to resting on Thursdays and Sundays. And then on March 18th through the weekend of April, whatever, we're going to go back to resting on Wednesday. So I just wanted to give you guys a heads up. Okay, so everyone is still going to follow relatively the same track. If you are solely focused, your number one goal is to do the best that you can in the open, and you are unsure if you're going to make it to the next stage, quarterfinals, an age group or individual, you should be in our Masters Intermediate track. That doesn't matter if you're not a Masters or not. Okay, this is still going to make sure that we are prepped and 100% focused and ready for each Friday. Okay, now the other tracks, we'll be focusing on quarterfinals. That doesn't mean that we won't try as hard as we can and still make sure that you feel good to hit an open workout on Friday. You will just have more training on Saturday and making sure that you are starting to prep for the quarterfinals bit. So your training is going to look a little different, okay? Now let's go over what the training will look like over the next 8 weeks. And then again, this will change after the open is over a little bit, but not much. And then you'll get another video then when you're in the group, what that will look like and what that change will look like. But for our quarterfinal prep and for our open management, here we go. Mondays, this is week 1, and it's going to look basically the same, okay? Monday, we're going to start with an alternating snatch heavy lifts and clean and jerk heavy lifts. So it's going to go week A and B. So 1 week will be snatch, 1 week will be clean and jerk, and that will probably be adjusted based on what we see in the open workout. Then we're going to go into some heavy low volume back squats. So just getting a lot of nervous system ramp, right? And just priming to feel some heavy load. So we'll be doing some singles and doubles at some heavy weight on Monday as well after that snatch or clean and jerk work. Then we're going to use Mondays as our volume gymnastics day, focusing on the bottleneck. It's known that Boz is programming all of the online stages leading up to the games, and that he's programming the games primarily. Dave said it in one of his weekend reviews, and so we must maintain this bottleneck feel that Boz has created and laid out for us over the last 2 years. So we're going to see a lot of big chunk gymnastics in the middle of workouts here on this Monday, or ending workouts with like 10 rope climbs or 30 muscle ups or whatever it is for you and your group. That could be chest to bars or pull-ups or whatever it is, okay? All right, and then we're going to finish with a longer EMOM capacity type bit, machine capacity, burpee, some high aerobic EMOM work to make sure that we are getting some good conditioning in that doesn't have a lot of bottleneck limitations or load limitations, okay? So snatch, squat, gymnastics in high volume, very open-y, quarterfinal-y look, and then an EMOM of long capacity type stuff. And then Tuesday, we're going to go into some battery work. So opposite of what we did Monday, where that was snatch, clean, and jerk, on Tuesday, we'll go do the opposite and do a complex, either a snatch complex or a clean and jerk complex, and then go into some battery work. Now, what battery work means is that we use a percentage of the complex we reached and use that percentage in our training, okay? So that will be mixed with some heavy barbell fatigue, mixing with maybe some gymnastics or some ladders or machines or running, burpees, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, so we're gonna see that heavy barbell work. And then we're gonna go into an open style effort, 5 to 6 minutes, really feeling some kind of like lactic endurance type stuff. So getting to that threshold and running it all the way out right before we redline. And then we're gonna finish on some accessories, some shoulder health, some rotations, some carries, et cetera. It's not a super long day, but we want to start that recovery process Wednesday, Thursday, and be ready to go for Friday. So we'll avoid a lot of eccentric loading on that Tuesday, so you won't see a ton of gymnastics or like heavy deads or anything like that. We'll see a lot of squatting, and a lot of body weight type stuff. Maybe some lighter barbell cycling, depending on what that battery work looks like. All right, then on Wednesdays, remember, guys that are already in the program, we are training Wednesdays, not resting Wednesdays anymore. If you can't do that and you're used to this Thursday bit, that's okay. Just talk to us in Wad Up and we'll help you kind of plan and manage around that, okay? We might suggest you do the open workout on Thursday. Would probably be their best bet, but we can help you through it. Then we're going to go into kind of like a structural prep day, okay? So we're going to basically cycle through 3 power variations. It's going to be either power snatch, power clean and jerk, or box front squat, okay? Just to kind of get a little snappy, feel something a little heavy, but nothing too crazy, nothing over 80% or so, all right? Then we're going to go into some kind of aerobic power, low contraction stuff. So what that means is kind of like a sustainable, repeatable effort type paces on machines or burpees or maybe wall walks, keeping it aerobic and making sure that we're kind of getting some high heart rate, but nothing that's going to create a lot of soreness for us leading into Friday. Okay. Then we'll finish with some accessory work, a little bit of range of motion, some hip extension stuff, and probably some more rotation, depending on what we did on Tuesday. Thursday will be a little active recovery that Coach Nelson writes and works up for us. Then on Fridays, we will do our open test, and we'll have an optional flow afterwards. So this will be the whole way through the first 4 weeks, okay? There's no extra training on Friday. I've done that in the past, and the coaches talked me out of it. They think it might fry us because there's such a long period between the end of the open and quarterfinals. We still have 4 more weeks to really ramp up the volume of that, like Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So nothing else on Fridays, just the open test. And most people don't do anything else anyway. So that's a shame on me for trying to think that would happen. Then Saturday will be very, 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 very dependent on what Friday looks like. So we'll be writing that on Thursdays and we'll be adjusting the following week based on what the open workout looks like. Okay. So back to that power variation that we did on Wednesday, nothing more than 80%, some form of power snatch or power clean and jerk, probably very dependent on what we did the day before, okay? And then we will go into some quarterfinal style tester pieces. Now, this is where the differences will lie. Our intermediate track will most likely go into a kind of like a recovery prep day, making sure that you guys are ready to retest it if you want to. And then it will be programmed to be retested on Mondays. Our intermediate track will be designed to have the best open score possible, which means that we will be retesting. Okay, so you'll do it on Friday, and then you'll kind of recover and maybe work on some skill work and technique work, and then you'll do it again on Monday, and then you'll go back into the Tuesday and Wednesday sort of flow. And the reason why we want to do that is because your goal, or at least our goal for you, is to finish the highest on the leaderboard. Now, for our RX tracks and our compete track, okay, we know you guys are going to make it to the next stage, so we don't need to do a retest, all right? It doesn't matter. You're very comfortable within the top 25%, and so that's where we want you to be. So we need to continue focusing on the next training there, and we got to use that Saturday to benefit us, okay? Hope that makes sense, especially for those that are looking to come in. remember, if you are unsure if you'll make it to the next stage, okay, you will be repeating on Friday. You'll be repeating on Monday. All right. And then for those that are for sure in the top 25%, you're going to go into normal training on Saturday. Okay. So we'll do some quarterfinal tester pieces. That'll be kind of some work rest of old quarterfinal workouts that we've seen. Okay. 1 minute on, 1 minute off, or 2 minutes on, 2 minutes off, etc. All right. And then we'll go into some longer aerobic pieces. So a few 10-minute or 15-minute moderate pace AMRAPs, right? Just to make sure we're getting some good conditioning and aerobic conditioning in, touching a lot of maybe gymnastics that we didn't touch either in the beginning of the week or in the open, or that we don't plan on touching the following Monday, etc. Okay, so that's going to look pretty much the same all the way through quarterfinals. There'll be some tweaks and stuff as soon as the open is done. Remember, we'll go back to resting on Wednesday. That will prep us because the open quarterfinal workouts come out on a Wednesday, and so you'll have that Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday to train. So that will help us prep for that as well. Okay. And then, yeah, I think that's it, guys. I hope that explained a lot. It's only 11 minutes, a little long, but maybe you can watch it on 1.5. But yeah, I hope you guys join us for the Open. We will be offering coaching and helping you adjust programming. We'll have a live call every Thursday. We will have a redo call on Sundays. We'll have quick response times. You have videos of it, video coaching available for if you need help with a movement, you can post it and get quick feedback from a coach. We'll help you strategize based on your skill level. All the things that you read in the sales page, we're going to be doing throughout it. From Thursday to Monday, we are all hands on deck, ready to go to make sure you have the best Open ever. And those for you that are confident moving forward, this is going to be the best program to get you ready for quarterfinals, right? We are CrossFit through and through, okay? Or we are fitness training through and through, and I hope that you guys join us in your fitness endeavors. Thanks, and I will see you on the leaderboard.